Hey everybody. I just wanted to pick up on section 1.4 here where we left off last time. We started the class doing an active engagement assignment where we wanted to write 1 minus I over 1 plus I in standard form. So the trick was the same as last time. We take the denominator and we multiply it by the complex conjugate. So since it's 1 plus I, the complex conjugate would be 1 minus I. But we can't just multiply the denominator by 1 minus I. We also have to multiply the numerator by the same thing to preserve equality. So we have 1 minus I times 1 minus I upstairs then, right? Where this 1 minus I right here comes from the first fraction, and this 1 minus I over here comes from the second fraction. And then we have 1 plus I times 1 minus I, where the 1 plus I comes from the first fraction, and the 1 minus I comes from the second fraction. Now we FOIL it out, right? And we get up top 1 minus I plus I squared. But since I squared is -1, it's going to cancel off with this one. So we're just going to be left with -2I upstairs. Downstairs, we just have 1 squared plus 1 squared, which is 2. So we have a -2I over 2, and the 2 and the 2 cancel off. So we just get -I, okay? Which, if we put that in standard form, is the same thing as 0 minus I. Your real part is 0, right? Your imaginary part is -1. Okay, now we did one more example in section 1.4 where we divided by a purely imaginary number, b times I, right? So we have 7 minus 2I divided by -5I. We approach it the exact same way by taking the complex conjugate of the denominator. So we're going to multiply by the complex conjugate of -5I. Now remember, the complex conjugate just says that you're going to flip the sign on the imaginary part, right? So since this is a purely imaginary, right? We flip the sign on it, it becomes positive 5I. So we're going to take our denominator, multiply it by 5I. We're going to take our numerator, multiply it by 5I. And we distribute up top. We get 35I minus 10I squared. Remember that I squared is -1, so that becomes 35I plus 10. Okay, downstairs, 5 times -5, right? That's going to be a -25. I times I squared is a -1, so -25 becomes positive 25. Okay, now we can simplify this, split it up as two separate fractions, pull off 5, so we got 2/5 plus 7/5 I.